Hey Scorpio, welcome to Intuitive Gems. My name is Desiree, and I will be doing your money, wealth, finance, prosperity, abundance reading for the month of May 2020. I hope you are staying well, Scorpio. I know it's been an interesting time for all of us. But I am feeling that things are kind of changing for you, Scorpio. Things are moving kind of in a zigzag way is what I'm feeling, so don't get discouraged. We'll see what shows up for you as we do your reading. For the readings this month, I will be using my white tarot deck. For clarifiers, I will be using my Radiant Rider-Waite tarot. And then to close out your reading, Scorpio, I will pull a numerology guidance card. So, like I said, I'm feeling like things are kind of going zigzag for you, like they're kind of over here one day and over there the next day. At least that's the energy that I'm getting. So, like I said, let's see what shows up. So, if you don't know, I do read jumper cards. And what that means is that as I shuffle the deck, you will see that cards will literally fly out, or sometimes cards will flip over. Those are the cards that I choose to read because I do believe they're trying to communicate something specific, and so I do pay attention to that. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and get right to it. So what do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2020? Okay. All right, Scorpio. Like I said, I did feel like there was excuse me, there was kind of some energy where things are just kind of all over the place. And I do feel like the first week of May is going to be a very emotional time for you. You're going to be a little bit more emotionally sensitive. And I say that because the first card that showed up was this King of Cups here. We also have the Seven of Cups, Five of Swords, Page of Cups, Hierophant, and then we have the Chariot in reverse. Now, the King of Cups, like I said, is a very highly sensitive, emotional card, but it's not a bad thing. It's not where you're experiencing emotional overwhelm. Excuse me, but sometimes it's just about how sensitive you are and how you feel about certain things that are going on with you. Okay? And sometimes we are led by our emotions, but it doesn't necessarily mean that our emotions, like what we're feeling, is wrong or taking us in the wrong direction. Sometimes, like I said, we're just going to be more sensitive to certain things, and sometimes we're just going to be more in touch with certain things. Now, as this relates to your money, you're going to have to trust how you feel when it comes to financial issues, when it comes to making money decisions, when it comes to your spending, when it comes to saving, when it comes to investing, all those types of things. When you're making decisions, really check in with yourself and see how you feel. Now, this is a little bit different from intuition, where intuition, sometimes there may not be any feeling associated with it at all. It's just a knowing. You don't feel happy, sad, or indifferent. It's just the knowing, what to do and when to do it. Emotions, it's pretty much a feeling-led time for you. So I just want you to kind of have that heads up and to trust your feelings, and just know that this is just the period, the phase that you're going through as we move into this new month. Now, we also have the Seven of Cups, which tells me that there's going to be a lot of choices that you're going to have to be making. Some things may be exciting, some things may be positive, some things may not excite you, and some things may just kind of be average, or maybe not allowing you to feel like you have the options that you're looking for. Whatever the case may be, just know that you are going to have to be making some decisions, especially as it relates to work and your money. We also have the Five of Swords here. This tells me that you're going to probably be distancing yourself from certain people, especially in the professional sense when it comes to work, when it comes to maybe networking, when it comes to maybe some professional relationships. There's going to be some separation there. There's going to be some distancing, and it's going to be because you are the one making the decision to either cut someone or cut something off. Now, again, this is not bad. This is something that you need to do for you at this time. We also have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups means there is some good news coming your way. You are going to be getting some good information, some positive information, a good message, or something very informative that you've been waiting for. Look for that, probably, like I said, in this first week of May. We also have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant in the upright position talks about relationships with authority. Now, this could be something in the religious or spiritual sense, but I also see this card show up when sometimes we are challenging authority in some way, shape, or form, or we are going against the grain. We're going against societal or cultural norms. We're going against something we may have believed to be true in the past, but now as you move forward in your own life, you decided that, I kind of want to do something different here. The old paradigms that I was living by or working by or kind of shaping my life with in the past are no longer working. And so you kind of are getting to the point now where, you're kind of doing your own thing. It may or may not fit in with what you've, done previously in the past. It may go against some, things that you've kind of learned growing up or with your family. It could mean maybe kind of leaving a religion. I mean, it could be all these things. But in a way, this is part of your own growth. And these changes, these, differences that you're experiencing are definitely positive, and they're taking you closer to your goals, and it's taking you in a direction that you feel fits you a lot better. Finally, we also have the Chariot, and the Chariot is in the reverse position. When I see this show up in the reverse, sometimes it's about you being pulled in many different directions. You could have obligations and responsibilities here, but at the same time, you've got some stuff you need to work on over here, and you're just trying to get it all together. You're just trying to, kind of keep everything going and keep everything moving, but at the same time, you are feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Sometimes, too, this shows up when things are moving too quickly. And depending on what type of work you're doing or what your job situation is, you may find yourself experiencing that, where things are just moving a little bit, too fast for your own comfort level. So whatever the case may be, just know that your emotions are going to be on high alert, but you are going to get some good news. You're probably going to be making some very big and personal decisions, and kind of relax into the timing when things are happening. You'll just have to kind of figure out what you need to do and when, excuse me, and how much you can handle right now or in the future. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio? As it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2020, what do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio? Okay. Now, Scorpio, like I said, your emotions are going to kind of, like I said, be on high alert. And I can see that continuing on probably for the first half of May. And I say that because I see this Three of Swords here. However, it's not going to be something that lasts a long time. Now we have the Ten of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles in reverse, also this Three of Swords in reverse, and then we have the Five of Wands and the Knight of Cups in the upright position. So, excuse me for my throat, I don't know what's going on here, but anyway, the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse position. Now sometimes this is about collaborating. Also, it could mean an end of a cycle, a completion. Remember, the tens are always about completion. When this shows up in the reverse position, the Ten of Pentacles means that there's going to be a completion of one thing, but now the seeds are planted for something else to start. Now, this may or may not be something that you can control. It could be the end of a phase of a job, a work project. It could be like a business cycle that is coming to an end. Sometimes when I see this card in the reverse, it tells me that a contract is nearing the end or the contract is expiring. So depending on how this fits in with your particular circumstance, that's how you will, have to apply it. It can also mean too that you're just not really ready for the new phase of growth that is coming. It can also mean too that you're just feeling a little uncomfortable or a little anxious about the changes that are coming your way. And that makes total sense considering the circumstances that we're all in, especially as it relates to our economy, to our job situation, to our businesses. So just know that there's, the cycle is ending. This phase is ending, and new things are starting to show up. It's just a matter of how well you adapt and how well you can kind of maneuver yourself into these changes that are definitely on the way. Now, we also have the Page of Pentacles. This is a message coming through about something as it relates to your money. You're going to have some new information. You're going to have some new, maybe a new announcement of some sort. Whatever the case may be, when this shows up in the reverse, it could be something that surprises you, something that you weren't expecting. Now, this isn't bad news. I don't want you to think that it's something negative, but it could be something that kind of throws you off a little bit, but you're able to kind of work with it and roll with it. And I say that because we have this Seven of Cups, and then we also have the Five of Swords, where you're like cutting yourself off from something, and you also have some options and some choices being presented to you. So again, I think there's going to be some unexpected information coming your way. And like I said here, you're just going to have to adapt. You're going to have to adjust and just kind of see how things go. Just kind of roll with it and trust that it's going to be okay. Now, we also have the Three of Swords here. The Three of Swords tells me that you are healing from some type of emotional upset, some type of emotional disappointment. But this is very positive because it means that you're not allowing your emotions to kind of hold you down. You're starting to heal, you're starting to release, you're starting to purge, and you're starting to kind of emerge from whatever this emotional situation was, which I think is probably what you were feeling in that first week of May. You're starting to move on. It's not something that you're allowing to continue to drag you down or something that is affecting you in a negative way. You're really kind of taking the lesson and you're growing from it and you're moving ahead. Now, we also have the Five of Wands here. Sometimes when this Five of Wands shows up, it means you're going to have a lot of conversations. There's going to be a lot of back and forth. There's going to be a lot of maybe you even trying to explain and over-explain and then re-explain, what it is you're trying to do and how you're doing it. Just know that sometimes communication can be a little bit strained at this time. So you're just going to have to trust that what you say hopefully will be interpreted as you mean it. Okay, so just be very clear with your communication because there could be a little bit of static on the line. We also have this Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups means that someone is showing up. Someone is showing up to your rescue. Someone is coming through for you. You're going to get some kind of support. You're going to get some type of offer, some type of assistance, and it's definitely going to be in the right time and in the right way. I think a lot of us are kind of going through this period of, where we do need support. Now, this could be financial support. It could be something that you've been waiting for and you get finally the assistance that you need, but it doesn't have to necessarily be money related. It could also be something where you get emotional, spiritual, or mental support, but just know that someone is coming to assist you, or something is going to be implemented, so you will have the support and just the things you need in order to kind of move forward. So let's go ahead and clarify some more, Scorpio, and see what else is showing up for you. There we go. Okay. So what else do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio as it relates to money, wealth, finances, prosperity, and abundance for the month of May 2020? What do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio? All right, Scorpio. I'm going to pull one more card because I feel like I need to go a little bit deeper here. Let me get one more card for Scorpio, please. There we go. All right, so May is definitely going to be a time in your life, Scorpio, where you are learning lessons, you're healing from a lot of things. And I just feel like, again, you're going through an emotional phase where things are just kind of, it's like you're trying to sort it all out. Sometimes it's overwhelming, sometimes it's enlightening, sometimes it's educational. Other times it just feels like there's just things that need to be resolved. Now we have the Devil card here. The Devil card is all about unhealthy attachments. It's about sometimes having habits that are just not serving you, or it could be where you keep going back to a situation or a circumstance that you need to be done with. You're probably going to start feeling that in the second half of May, Scorpio, and this is something that you need to resolve within yourself. This is something you need to manage or, eliminate, whatever it is, because it can affect you and it can affect your money. It can affect your ability to work, to make money, to make smart money decisions. So just be very, very careful. Really examine everything in your life and look at the things and how you're spending your time and question, is this really serving me? Is this the best use of my energy? Is this the best use of my, mental focus? Because there is something that you are holding on to habitually that is not serving you, and it could be limiting you in some way. Now, we also have the Six of Wands here. Six of Wands is all about recognition. You may be stepping back from being recognized or showing up at this time. And I think we all go through periods of this where, you feel like, I just don't want to put myself out there, and that's okay. Really trust, again, how you're feeling, and really take your time, because if you are doing something different or you are doing something that's a little unfamiliar, you're going to have to figure out a way to kind of just move past certain feelings, or you're going to have to trust yourself and know when the timing is right. We also have the Ten of Swords here. Now, the Ten of Swords is disappointment. It's also discouragement. It could also mean too, maybe someone, there was some betrayal or something like that. And like I said, I'm feeling like May is a very emotional month for you. And I'm feeling like this could be in relation to this broken heart, this Three of Swords here. So obviously, Scorpio, things don't happen overnight. Things take time. Things take they take time to kind of heal in their own way. And I'm feeling like you may like I said at the beginning of this reading, you may have a little bit of back and forth, zig and zag. You know, you have your good days, you have your bad days, but I just want you to be gentle and patient with yourself. You're going through a lot, you're healing a lot, you're learning a lot, you know, and you're trying to adjust in the best way you can. So give yourself a little grace, give yourself some patience, and just know that this is not going to last forever. Now, we also have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is a very stern, cutaway energy. She eliminates the unnecessary without any holds barred. You know, she really is someone who is determined to kind of remove the things that do not serve her. And I think this is very, very good because it's allowing you to really figure out what it is that you want to do and where you're going to put your time. You're going to go through that period of discovery at this probably in the second half of the month, where you just kind of figure out, what do I need to do? What do I not need to do? It's definitely going to be a period of self-discovery. We also have the Four of Swords here. Again, this is you kind of taking the time to be proactive about your own mental well-being. Also, you being proactive in your own spiritual well-being. You know, it's not about you retreating and going within, but it's also okay. So sorry, my dog was barking, so I had to pause the video. But like I said, it is about you really just kind of, showing up in the way that works for you. And I apologize if you do hear my dog growling in the background. I'm trying to keep her quiet. Finally, we do have the Ace of Swords here. Now, the Ace of Swords is the start of something new. Now, the good thing about the Ace of Swords is that things start happening and things start showing up for you, even though all the pieces are not in place. Okay, so, it doesn't mean just because you don't have all the things you need, all the money, all the people in place, it doesn't mean that something new cannot begin. It doesn't mean that new things are not starting. It doesn't mean that, you have to put things on hold. Just know that you can continue to move forward and things will fall into place as the project progresses or as the new job, continues, as things advance for you. So this is very good because excuse me, because it just shows that you don't have to worry about you having to do every little thing and having to handle every single detail. Things are going to happen. Things are going to grow. Things are going to progress. And even though it may seem like something is missing or something is not complete, just trust in the process and know that things are moving forward anyway. So let's go ahead and continue on and see what else shows up for the sign of Scorpio as it relates to money, wealth, and finances and abundance for the month of May 2020. What do we need to know for the sign of Scorpio? All right, Scorpio. Let's see. Yeah. So, as we move through the second half of May, just know that things are going to be feeling a lot better. You're going to be feeling a lot more settled, a lot more grounded, and a lot more stable. There's going to be a couple areas that may feel a little out of balance for you, especially as it relates to work. I'm feeling like you're just not going to have all the things in place that you need, but it doesn't mean that things are not progressing. Like I said, things are going to definitely shift for you, and you're going to feel a lot more confident in your work situation. Now, we have the Two of Wands. We also have Temperance in reverse. We have Empress, Page of Pentacles, Moon, and Two of Swords in the upright position. Two of Wands in the reverse is all about you kind of postponing long-term decisions. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's exactly where you need to be right now, Scorpio, just because there's so many things that you're kind of working on in other areas of your life that you really don't need to put any pressure on yourself to make long-term decisions. Let's focus on what's going on right now and be really, really grounded in the present so we can really focus on what it is we need at this time. Now we also have Temperance. Like I said, things are going to slowly kind of fall into place. You may feel a little unbalanced and a little unsure, but overall things are definitely going to take their time, and they're going to move in the direction that you need them to. You just have to trust the timing, and you're going to have to trust your own abilities when it comes to this. Now, the good thing is we do have Empress and we have the Page of Pentacles here, both in the upright position. You have something brand new that has already been starting, some new growth, some new opportunities, some new seeds have been planted. Something as it relates to your work or to your professional life is definitely going to start showing up. It's going to start growing. It's going to start really being nurtured in a way. You probably will start paying more attention to something because there is a definite opportunity there. And I think this is something that you have probably been working on or maybe been thinking about for a while. And now things are finally starting to take place and things are starting to show up for you. So this is a very, positive card. And it's also a card where, you just have to be patient, and things take time to grow. Things take time to manifest, and you just have to trust in that process. Also, we have the Page of Pentacles here. You're going to get some good news as it relates to your money towards the end of May. I am pretty positive of that. And we also have the Moon card, and then we have the Two of Swords. Now, the Moon card, again, this just reaffirms what I said earlier. Try your best not to make any long-term decisions because there's some information that you don't know. There's something that has not been revealed fully yet, and so you're going to have to kind of wait things out just a little bit more. You may not have all the information or all of the details, and so sometimes the best thing to do when that happens is to just kind of sit on something for a while, and see what else shows up as time goes on. Now, you also have the Two of Swords here, and again, this is you making a decision, but this is you feeling pressured to make a decision. So I just want to give you a heads up. You don't need to rush into anything. You don't need to feel like you have to decide something right now. Take your time, give yourself some grace, and don't feel forced into doing anything, especially if you're feeling like you're not ready, especially if you're feeling still a little bit of emotions, because I feel like you're going to be dealing with a lot of emotional energy throughout the month of May. So overall, Scorpio, you've got some breakthroughs that you're kind of working with throughout the month of May. Now, the good thing is that I don't see any type of situations where it's hurting you financially. As a matter of fact, if anything, I do see a lot of consistency, and I do see a lot of I want to say things smoothing out. In other words, the first half of the month, things, like I said, might feel a little scattered, but as we move through the month of May, things will settle into place for you, and you will feel a lot more confident and a lot more in control of what's coming and what will be in the near future. So let's go ahead and close out your reading, Scorpio, with a numerology guidance card. You got card number 37, which is timeout. And I think this kind of just reiterates what we were talking about, that you really kind of just need to take time for yourself and really maybe pause a little bit more throughout the month of May and see what's happening, see what's going on, see how you feel, check in with yourself more throughout the month of May. Again, number 37, and your card is time out. All right, Scorpio, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations about anything that I talked about here, feel free to drop it down in the comment section below. And if you'd like to connect with me for a private reading, I will have that information linked for you in the description. All right, Scorpio, thanks again for spending this time with me. I will see you again next month.